Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the squid farm I built last episode, and you can kind of just see every so often as I'm looking at this, there's going to be two axolotls swimming around, one on each side, and I have named them so that they can stay, so I can confirm that I have at least one predator to kill the squids as they spawn, and also kill the cod and any other animal. I've died multiple times and forgot to put my elytra back on, so actually before we grab it, let's just look at the rates since last time. I know it's been about two and a half weeks since my last episode, and that's about the rates I've gotten as I've been trying to clear out all of this ocean that I've been working on. And as you can see, it is now fully cleaned out to where I wanted to go. I might later extend this, but for now, I kind of just like having it this open. And as you can see, I did break down and actually dug out all the amethysts, mainly so I can increase the amount of shards I can get. So I have that one done, that one, and then as you saw when I was up there, it's just right straight through there. So all three of them are ready to go and giving me quite a lot of amethyst shards. I think I cleared out just one of these pretty good, like almost all the way, and it got me almost a whole stack. Or not stack, the whole inventory space full of the shards, which I'll be using later on in this episode. In the next project, I know for this episode I'm going to be kind of like starting two different projects and kind of just working on them as I go. I think probably going to be doing an episode again next week to probably finish up one of the two projects, depending on how much I can get done today. And yes, there is a slime chunk like right, I think it's that chunk right there. But I also think there's one right there. Let's just kind of get rid of him. But the idea that I'm doing right here is I'm going to have a kelp farm so that I can make a little XP kelp like smeltery farm. And then use a dried kelp, turn it into kelp blocks to then bring over here to like a little maybe 4 or 8 furnace cooker for all the fish I'm getting for that, so I have a good constant feed of food. And the idea is I'm going to be taking the fish out of there by filtering it and bringing it all the way over here to this. Most likely it's going to sit probably right here. And now I'm thinking about it, I might actually just have it as a 4 smelter just to make sure it gets cooked faster, because I don't think I need to utilize all 8. That might be a waste of resources because I'm not getting as much fish. I mean, I'm getting a good amount, but it's just, it will, I think a 4 will probably be the best. So that's why I'm thinking that, but I think it's time to start working on building this up, and I think once I'm done with this, I'll explain what I'm doing with the amethyst and kind of get going on that project as well. So I'll be back once I get at least the, I guess, the cage for this, because I need to bring it out to here. And then the kelp, sorry, I haven't promised the words there. The kelp's going to go there, and I'm just going to cage it all off, and it's going to go, not sure how high. It might go all the way up, but I am probably going to be putting, so the redstone's going to be here to turn these on, because these are going to use bone meal to shoot up the stalks. So probably not that block, but maybe that block right there. I'll have a piston, and then do like a kind of like what I did over in my farm building over on Husky. Just use observers all the way down so that when one of these goes all the way up, it just turns on that one and breaks it. So I think that's going to be a good way to get this going fast, as long as I have the bone meal for it. I also need to figure out how to get the bone meal in. So maybe, I guess, maybe the piston won't go there. It might have to go 1 or 2 high. It might go 1 more high, because the idea is if I can grab my materials, and it looks like it's starting to become nighttime here, gonna want to put hoppers on each of these that way, and then probably, let's just do this for now. Did not mean to place that one, but Let's get around here and just gonna do that. So that's where the bone meal is going to be coming in from. Kind of just talking through my process on this. So maybe, yeah, that block right above it, have it be a piston. That shouldn't mess with any... That shouldn't lock any of the hoppers when it triggers. And even if it does, it's going to just lock the hopper for a quick second. So I think now I just need to build the cage and get that bone meal coming in. And then once the cage is done, I can start on the piston feed, or the pistons and the observers, which I realize I do not have either of those in this chest. So I think I'll have to grab those, but first I'll get that cage done and I'll be back when I'm done. And I got the cage and actually built up the mechanics to clear it out. That's, I think it's 15 tall. And there are zombies. Let's get rid of those. Okay. So, the idea is if I could get myself up there, I'm gonna have to come back down and get a bucket, but nope. Not high enough. Let's just go into there. So I'm leaving this lower right here because it's going to, once it hits this spot, fill over into here. I'll have signs right here to stop it from going, and it'll go straight into that hopper, which I will have to build down to wherever I'm smelting them, which I think is right down there for the XP smelter. But I feel like this is going to be very well done. It's going to go pretty fast as long as I have the bone meal for it. So, I definitely know after I'm done with this, probably the next project I will need to do will be a bone meal farm. And I'm going to be doing that with moss, probably over in that area. The whole idea of me staying over here is to just let these keep building up, and I cut them down, and if I run into any extras after I'm done with all my projects with Amethyst, I'll just go sell any extra. So I think now it's time to get the water in, because I feel like I could get this done and then talk about the next project I was going to work on over there. Because this, I'm going to kind of break up into multiple different sections, so I might take a break from out here and go over there maybe next episode. I'm not sure on that, but I'll get the water in and the kelp growing, and from there, this should be close to being done. I just need to kind of round this out by getting glass on this side, glass on this corner, and I think I should probably put some glass over here to make it uniform. So yeah, there we go. So I'll get the water in, and then the kelp growing, like I said, once it's done, I'll throw some bone meal in there and I can show you guys this working, and that should be done. I also need to move that all the way down, so I'll get that going. But I'll be back once I can get all that, and this part will be done. And this is now finished. I put in a control system to determine when to fire all of these dispensers, and just a simple hopper clock connected to it. And I think it's still trying to get all of the bone meal in here, so I have a backup of bone meal. And now we're on that hopper. Okay. So I have put in a lot of bone meal, and all of these are full. So just to kind of show you how it's going to work, let's turn it on. And it does trigger twice, it looks like, for water updates and stuff, but honestly, once it gets to this point, it's because every time it looks like one of those might go in front. Oh, it's because there's a fish in there. If I can figure out how to get it to not spawn fish, that would be helpful. But otherwise, this is actually working pretty well, and I barely use like any of that bone meal. Like, it's already filled up by the time I even turn it off. But as we get that going through, soon I'm gonna have at least probably halfway through this hopper is what I'm hoping for. I don't know, I don't think I ran it that long. Oh, yep, there we go. And we still have like one more piece. So I'm actually very excited with how this is working. And this is going to be great for getting an XP farm going. So I think probably going to maybe touch on that or start that next episode. Kind of do the XP farm and probably the fish cooker. That actually could probably be one episode. But I did want to show you all the way over here back at my place. I just need to build a teleport to there. I think I'll do that after this episode, but normally doesn't take this many rockets. But I did want to show that I did a slight modification in this room by putting the same exact design there as up there. I still just really like that, and so I wanted to kind of keep it up there too and make it look nicer, more uniform. And I did add some lights in here just so I could see like where they're at. And it does look like I'm about to have one trigger, and that's going to be the first trigger that I've gotten since I built that, which was weeks ago. But the next part, and as you can see, this is why I needed all that amethyst. This whole section in here I'm planning on turning into like a little geode. I'm going to take out all the pieces of like dirt and stone and just replace it with amethyst. And even I have, don't know why there's diorite in there, but to even make it look like it's a proper amethyst geode, I'm going to be doing something like this. Kind of give it like that white look, and then on the outside maybe like a section or two do like a spanning of this smooth basalt. Did not mean to place that there, but basically make it look like it's a giant geode that's just sitting in here. And I'm going to use a bunch of the shards at varying heights to kind of put in there. It will add a little bit of light. Not much, but just a tiny bit in there, and I think that's going to look amazing. So that is this plan here, and I just wanted to kind of show that as I start to wrap my episode up. I meant to do a bit more work on this. This was just kind of my concept to show you what I was planning on, and so now probably next episode I might start off working a bit more here and then go over and do that XP farm and stuff. But that is it for today's episode. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.